And it's very scary now. Because, what was it? They're, they're, they're wanting you to scan, because you know those big, like, there's like an eye thing. There's an eye. And they want you to, like, scan your eye. You know, just listen to this. What one of my conspiracy theories said.
At your poop and pee, and then we went deep into the Illuminati toilets and just showed you how in the future, which is now, the future is now, that they are scanning your anal prints, but eventually they'll be scanning your iris code and you'll receive a $42 cryptocurrency of the world coin. So you will not be a robot and you'll be able to access the information on the interwebs. Go on your Twitter accounts, go on the different technologies that are out there so you can keep on sharing the disinformation by the propagandists and whatnot.
But what's more scary is that they are like, if you watch Sabrina Wallace, she goes into smart cities, biofield, you know, and all that. But I would just have to say something. There's going to be smart cities. There's going to be some sort of AI, a different, very different AI, more like the Hunger Games type of chimera shit. We're not gonna get the robots, like I said. We're not gonna get the robots in iRobot. We're not gonna get the robots from any sci-fi movie. What is a robot? Oh, it's a what was it? It's subliminal. It's metaphorical for fucking slave. An MK Ultra. Vampires. Real story. Vampires, werewolves, robots, fairies, whatever. It's just a program, an MK Ultra program. Okay. That the elite have to obviously warp, mind control. It's basically what a robot is. Program it, split the mind, program it to do whatever. You know, that's what a robot is. You know what a robot is? Someone who's been MK Ultra. Machine, you know, split, you know, program to kill, program to whatever. So that's the robots we're seeing. Okay, the shit ones. That's shit. But the robot, we're gonna go into like a Hunger Games divergent dystopia. Okay. I thought when I was a little kid, I wanted all these bloody. I drew lots of robots. Turns out, I've heard from as I got older, psychics, whatever. We're not gonna get robots. We're gonna get chimeras. The chimeras and MK Ultra programs are the robots. We're not gonna get, you know. We're not gonna get. We're not gonna get Sunny from iRobot. We're not gonna get the cool badass robots that do kung fu, whatever. We're gonna get chimeras. Like, if you know what a chimera is a hybrid of a human clone. That's what they call hybrids, and they're planning they're planning them in with the billionaires, Elon Musk, and etc. And what's more scary is that they have your clone. Everyone they have there's so many different types of clones. They have the human being's clone. They have a soul. You can't clone well. You can't clone a soul. Psychics say you can't really clone a soul, but you can. It's something about what they do in the Illuminati, which we don't have the technology for. But it's called the cloning. There's different versions of cloning. And I saw one of my clones. I would put this out loud. I saw one of my clones in every REM sleep. You have if you're when they say astral projection, you can be connected to the God source, or they still have your body, your fluids, your bodily fluids that you go for an annual blood test. Old people, I swear to God, they're almost approaching the end of their life. But I say old people, they've already been cloned in these facilities for younger bodies for new clone because the elite are so desperate to look young. They want all the humans to be still on this planet. And you can't, and do admit, you can go into your own fantasy world in your dreams, your astral. Like, you can connect to God. God's source of all your dreams. But if you go at the back of your neck, there's like a well of the well of dreams. There's truth to this. Donald Marshall says that anyone can go into REM sleep, and they have people's clones. I especially think my clone is in a laboratory, testing, for Atlantean hybrids, people that can go underwater, people that can breathe, like aliens that could breathe under the water. They're testing for that so they can make it out. Oh, we found the aliens. You know, they don't want the aliens don't want to show up in this, but they're making the aliens. They're making them. If you go underground, this lady psychic, if you go underground, you will see hybrids, the real, any non-human. Like, it's ruined. It's fucking ruined because I actually think, like, I genuinely think that there's, as a little girl, all these fairies and whatever, they're only real if you cross over to another dimension. But what the elite want to do is more disturbing because they want to take people and create hybrids, create animal hybrids that we're never going to see. They're underground. Same as the weird stuff they do underground. We don't see that. To us, we don't see all that. But the elite do it. Hillary Clinton, Bill Clinton, they do that underground. They don't want to come out about it. But they're all underground. They're in their death matches, whatever, watching death matches, reels, torturing children, whatever. You know. Never mind. My parents were talking about the stupid stuff. So we're not gonna see. We're not gonna. It's gonna be a false hope. False hope. They said there's gonna be like a Jesus Christ figure that will turn out to be the Antichrist in the East. There's no hope. Even if there is hope, they still have. I'm just saying this now. They still have our consciousness. I went to different psychics. If people, Sabrina Wallace, all these people are saying they're cloning humans, they're cloning the celebrities, they're cloning us human beings for what? They're cloning. There's already like cloned celeb chimeras. What Donald Marshall said. There's like chimeras, like a hybrid between a horse and a crab, and then there's like a cat being, cat hybrid being. It's really like, it's a bit disturbing. But what's more disturbing is that they're scanning your iris. That the Donut is talking about, so as well as the cloning, as well as your many clones. I've only seen my clones being murdered, which is disturbing. We have clones. I do believe you can. We haven't gone through MK Ultra. I haven't been through MK Ultra, but I do believe like the celebrities, they go through MK Ultra, some cloning, electroshock therapy. They do something to them, and then they're not them person. Same as Jim Carrey, he's not the same person. How the fuck is he speaking in fluent French is, amazing. But still creepy. What's more disturbing about the eye, like scanning your eye, whatever, is that the FBI, there's smart cities, etc. But what's more disturbing is that they're probably looking for, say, people who aren't human. people who aren't, from this earth. So if you're scanning your iris to prove all your bodily fluids in the toilet, your spit, your nose, your mouth, what fingerprints you touch, all like your whole house is high tech. They'll send that to the government. Your blood type. Oh, we're just going to send that to the government. The FBI. The FBI is going to come after you and find out who you are, why you come to this earth. Well, that's the scary part. If everyone else is human, what are you? Because there's already the cloning chimeras of you. You can't clone a soul. But they were saying like there's millions of people. There's one of them. There's 50% that some of us are aliens, actual aliens that came from way back generations. That the FBI are gonna find, do some testing on everyone, and then keep them in like a facility forever. That's the scariest part, because if the AI is scanning you to say if you're human and not a robot or something else, that is the scary part. And I don't want to be taken away, experimented on, had my body cut open, whatever. I don't want that. Because the Illuminati, the elite, are doing something really. There's different parts. So there's crypto, again. There's the bloody cloning. There's the sex trafficking. The SMEX, the SEGs, the sex trafficking part. There's all this weird stuff. The Baphomet, the Bar, the Cabal, the killings, the children. Is all that stuff. But the more darker stuff is that they're wanting to keep human beings trapped on Earth. Either to kill them, and there's like a reincarnation cycle. Kill them, clone them, reincarnate them, stop them from actually going to God's source or whatever. We're not free. I don't know. In death we are free, because there's all this that you have to go through this reincarnation cycle, and you can choose not to, but we aren't really free on planet Earth, and it's clear by what I dreamt about. I have a clone in a test chamber, in a water clone, like in a test chamber somewhere, America, anywhere. It's experimenting, trying to find like the new high, making a chimera. It's bioengineered, and then they're gonna say it's an alien. That's what all those chimeras. Patricia Piccadini, her art is of chimera plants and animals. Human flowers, human animals spliced together. And that's not what they do. And I genuinely think that's what they're doing in the underground. It's disturbing. They've got the vills, they've got everything underground. And we don't really know what's happening. The weird sex stuff is underground too. I'm saying the weird with fetishes and whatever, and the things that they do underground, and they want to put it in the sex industry. The weird fetishes underground. That's all, pushed, legalized, pushed to the extent. That's all pushed, but like it's scary.